My dad looked me in the eye at dinner and said, "You are getting nothing from me, not a dollar, not ever." Sunday dinners at our house always looked normal from the outside, same table, same food, same routine, but underneath it was always quiet judgment. And that night started exactly the same. I walked in a few minutes late, and before I even sat down, my dad said, "You are late again?" I said, "It has only been a few minutes." My younger brother laughed and said, "For someone with no real job, even a few minutes matters." I ignored it and sat down. My mom placed food on the table and said, "You cannot keep living like this," I asked. Like what my dad said, no structure, no stability, no real career, just this online thing. I stayed calm and said, "I run a business?" My brother smirked and said, "Yeah, sure." My dad shook his head and said, "Making random money is not building a future." I put my fork down and said, "I am doing fine." He leaned forward and said, "Fine is not enough, and I am done pretending it is." The room went quiet, then he said it clearly, "You are not getting anything from me. No inheritance, no support. Everything I have will go to your brother." I looked down for a second, and then I smiled and said, "Okay." He frowned and said, "You do not seem to understand." I said, "I understand perfectly. You think I need it?" I took out my phone, opened my banking app, and placed it on the table and said, "Just look at this." Once my mom leaned in, then my brother, then my dad, and suddenly no one was speaking. My brother said, "Wait, is that over $500,000? My dad asked. "Where did you get this?" I said, "From the same work you said was not real." My mom said, "You should have told us." I gave a small smile and said, "I tried. You just never listened." My dad's tone changed instantly, and he said, "We were just worried about you." I looked at him and said, "You were not worried. You had already decided who I was." No one said anything after that. I stood up, picked up my jacket. My mom said, "Sit down." "Dinner is not over." I said, "It is for me." My dad said, "Do not be dramatic." I paused at the door and said, "A few minutes ago, I had no value to you. Now suddenly I do. The only thing that changed is what you saw, not who I am." Then I walked out. I did not answer their calls that night or the next day. By the third day, the messages changed. They said they did not mean it like that and that we should talk. I did not reply. Weeks later, my brother showed up at my place asking for money for a business idea. I listened, smiled, and told him good luck and closed the door. It has been months now, no calls, no dinners, no noise, just peace. And sometimes I think about that night and how quickly people decide your worth.